Hey everyone, so I wanted to try to do something a little different. Before I tell you about it, I want to say that I'm going to take a trip to France starting today until June 28th. Stupid pass, James. It's actually July 11 to 28. Now, don't be sad, for I felt like I haven't been giving this YouTube thing the attention it deserves, which is why I've stockpiled a new video to come out every single day while I'm gone. I'm going to make just a bunch of random videos I think you'll like. Obviously, they're going to be much shorter than usual. That's 18 new videos. This counts as one of them, so I guess now it's 17. So when I was little, I couldn't pronounce my R's. I talk like this and I couldn't pronounce anything. I remember one time I was at a friend's house and I spilled my drink. I didn't want him or his mom to find out, so I asked his little sister, who was like 5, "Where are the wags?" I'm trying to say rags. I'm looking for rags. And she was like, "Flags? No, the wags." And she never figured out what I was trying to say, and I was on the verge of tears. But then the mom found out and picked it up. She used a mop. A mop. Should have said that one. So the creator of the comic XKCD answered a question in his book, What If?, about how many unique possible tweets there can be. By the way, this guy's really, really awesome, and if this is your first time hearing about him, you should definitely check him out. He said something like 1 billion tweets or whatever, I don't know. But he made the point not to count the ones that didn't make sense or were very similar. But I don't care about uniqueness. I want to end up with the number of how many possible tweets there can be. The biggest number. So let's look at how many different characters we have. So there's 95 different characters on the standard QWERTY keyboard. But we also have to count characters that aren't on the keyboard, like this one. Or this one. So how many total different characters are there? Wow! Okay, you know what? Let's just stick to the QWERTY keys. Sorry, Europe. Hey man, it's whatever. So we have 95 different options for the first character, and 95 for the second, and for the third, and soon we have all 140 characters. But we also have to add tweets that don't go up to 140. So here we add the 139 and the 138, and then we math, calculate, and the grand total is... Can you see that? Here, let me rewrite it. Ah! Yeah, that's a lot! This number includes every tweet that has been written and every tweet that will be written, as long as they don't have this or this symbol. Just to show you how big this number is, this is how many milliseconds old the universe is. I mean, it's probably gone up by now, but just look at that. It's a big number! Yesterday I told you how many possible tweets there were, and today I'm going to answer what would happen if Steve Jobs descended from heaven and gave every man, woman, and child a smartphone, and we all started to constantly tweet. How long would it take for us to tweet everything possible? I'm going to round down the Earth's population to 7 billion, because some people only have one arm and they can't tweet, and some people are blind, and some people are babies, so 7 billion, it's an easy number. And let's say we can all tweet 2 tweets per minute. It would only take us this many years. Okay, what if Steve Jobs gave everyone 2 smartphones and the power to tweet at 1 tweet a second? So that's 14 billion tweets every second. Now with this much power, it would still only take us this many years and this many centuries. So I live in Arizona, it's whatever, and there's a grocery store called Bashas'. I didn't realize that it was just an Arizona thing. I thought they were everywhere. Now let me tell you, Bashas' is the best. Why? Well, there are 3 main reasons. 1, they have a play place. So while mom's out grocery shopping, you could play with Play-Doh. And it was awesome. Number 2, their donuts were very mediocre for a low price. So whenever a teacher was like, "Hey class, you deserve a treat. Let's have a donut party," you already know he's going to get some of that Bashas' dough. Heck, I've only ever had Bashas' donuts, so I have nothing to compare it against. 3, in elementary school, and I'm not making this up, we took a field trip there, and they showed us how to make pizza. What kind of school takes their kids to a grocery store? Bashas', because it's awesome. Sometimes I'll pull into a Bash's parking lot and I see a school bus, and I'm like, cool, someone's having a field trip. This video is going to be directed to everyone's favorite household appliance, the microwave. You know, microwave, I'm going to be straight with you. Yes, I appreciate that you beep obnoxiously when you're done. It's fine. I get it. I'll be in the other room and you'll say, hey, I'm done. It works out perfectly. But sometimes, microwave, I want you to shut up. Sometimes I don't want everyone in the house to know I'm heating up ramen noodles at 2:30 in the morning. And why do you have to beep 3 times? If I'm able to open the door, get my food out, and shut it, you shouldn't still be beeping like, hey, did you get your food? Yeah, microwave, I did. You know, we can fix this, microwave. It doesn't have to be this way. All you need is a mute button. And when the mute button is turned on, it'll flash mute on the screen in the little corner. And so if I don't want you muted, I'll be like, oh, it's muted. I better turn it off. Sometimes I've had a stressful day, microwave, and I don't need to hear any of your crap. In this video, I'm going to bring something into your life that you might not have known existed. Everyone, check this animal out. Whoa, it's a kind of turtle mixed with a giraffe. This, everyone, is called a snake-necked turtle. And honestly, it's probably my favorite reptile. Imagine 2 turtles about to fight. And one turtle's a snake-necked turtle, but the other turtle doesn't know it. So they're saying stuff like, hey man, your shell's ugly. Yeah? Well, your mom can't swim. And then one turtle punches the other one. Bah! But his neck keeps going, and it's all a tangled mess all over the ground. And the other turtle is staring in horror, because he thinks he just punched the other turtle's head off. But then the snake-necked turtle does like a surprise attack and wraps his whole neck around the other turtle. And now he's even more confused because necks aren't supposed to be that long. And the snake-necked turtle's like, yeah, is my shell ugly now, moron? Huh? Okay, yeah, I'll stop. Okay, so today I'm going to test you guys. This is going to be like an experiment. I want to see if anybody knows who this is. If you don't know who it is, it's fine. Don't just Google it. But if you do know who it is, then there's one thing you can type, and it will instantly prove that you know who this is. Just one thing. Don't tell me its name. Just type in one thing. One thing. One button to press on your keyboard. I'm giving out hints now. Just press that one button. Just one. Well, actually, you need to press the shift key and the button. So 2 buttons. 2 buttons. I already gave away one of them. I'm looking for one capitalized letter. Okay, if you have no clue who this is, then you're probably super confused. I really hope I'm not the only one who knows who this is. Here are 10 names you can name your baby if any of you watching are pregnant. Number 10, Ketchup. Number 9, TheOdd1sOut. Number 8, Firepaw. Number 7, Swag Money. Number 6, Number 5, Tinkerbro. Number 4, Your Name and Junior. Number 3, James Jr. Number 2, Lucifer. And finally, number 1, Obama-chan. Now girl names. Number 10, LaQuisha. Number 9, Shrektastic. Number 8, Adam Sandler. Number 7, Yellow. Number 6, the very first word to appear in this morning's Garfield comic. Number 5, Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Number 4, pick a random Magic the Gathering card. Number 3, Your Name, and then Part 2. Number 2, James Jr. Part 2, Reloaded. And finally, number 1, Captain Sparkles. Twin life. Living with the twin. Is it better than being an only child? Yeah, it is. Let me tell you why. If any of you two slept past your alarm for school, the other one would wake you up. If you didn't understand the homework, you can copy it from your twin. If one of you got their license before the other one did because you failed your driving test, then she can give you a ride everywhere. And best of all, if you have no friends in elementary school, boom, you have a twin. Yeah, we've had our quarrels from time to time, but we've always been able to look past those and put our differences aside. Also, I'm the older one by like 4 minutes. Now, there are some people who have weird stereotypes about twins. Now, I think people are joking when they ask, do you guys have mind powers? Or, do you feel pain if I punch him? Who keeps telling people this? Did I miss the day when the teacher talked about all the cool powers twins have? But anyway, I decided to talk about twins today to add sort of a precursor for tomorrow's video.
Wow, James, are you really gonna talk about this?
Well, yeah, actually, it's an interesting story. Dude, that's some personal stuff, man. You don't see me talking about where my parents did the do. Well, no, actually, I'm going to talk about it because I was conceived in one of these. It's a petri dish. You see, my mom was having fertility problems and wanted to have some...
Wow, are you telling me you're some sort of test tube baby?
You're a freak! Yeah, well, at least my parents paid to have me. So anyway, there were 6 fertilized eggs that looked promising. It had a 1 in 4 chance to sprout a babies. So 4 were put back, and wouldn't the laws of probability know it? 2 eggs made it, and they were me and my sister. So whenever someone asks us if we're identical or fraternal twins, and by the way, it's very stupid to ask boy-girl twins if they're identical, we would always tell them fraternal. But if you look into it, into the technicalities, are we? But anyway, that's just something interesting about me. I might not be the fastest sperm, but I sure am the luckiest. When I got my first microphone, I had a couple of test audio recordings to see how close I should keep my face to the microphone and stuff like that. And just a couple of weeks ago, I re-listened to one of them and I thought it was really funny. So I'm going to show it to you. It's in really poor quality. It was a $20 microphone. I didn't have a pop filter and did nothing to reduce the echo, and I was just bad at reading. So without further ado, here it is.
So it sounded like I was trying to be slow talking, quiet and smooth and sexy. But instead, I'm going to try and talk like you're my best friend and I love you. So I'm going to read a book. No, I'm going to read a page, not a whole book, please. I'm going to read a page of Golden and Gray, The Nightmare That Ghosts Have. Okay, that just turned into my sexy voice. I'll try not to do that anymore. It is my favorite book, which I've never read, but I heard it's great from the reviews I've read. Oh. Okay, well, instead of like a whole page, I'll read like half a page. Little Frank Longfield burst through the door, heart pounding, and skidded to a halt. He loosened his school tie, gasping in heavy breaths, lungs aching from running. A quick glance behind assured him that Big Ben was nowhere to be seen, but still an uneasy feeling crawled inside him, and it couldn't be shaken. Something felt wrong. That was my sexy voice again. Just switching it up, seeing if I should fluctuate or not. Here goes my happy-go-lucky voice. He has no idea where he was. Wait, what? He had no idea where he was. He'd been so desperate to get away, so scared, that he'd run and run without a thought of where he was going. His feet always 10 steps ahead of his mind. Big Ben had been behind him, so close behind, and Frank had simply run and run until his shouts grew distant, until the sounds of chasing footsteps became fainter. And still he'd run on, through labyrinth-like school corridors, running until he physically couldn't run any farther. His legs shook beneath him, scarcely able to carry his own weight. Who's behind me? No one's behind me. Okay, this is just a scary story. I think I'm imagining things. He took his school bags off his shoulder and let it slide to the floor. He managed to loose his pursuer. Yes, he managed to loose. I'm saying loose, it's really lose. Excuse me. He had managed to lose his pursuer, so he should be safe now. That's the opposite of what I wanted. But still, the feeling inside him remained. A gnawing worry, a sense of being... Okay, someone's behind me. It's Ariana. I'm feeling like Big Ben right now. Relatable character. He'd managed to lose his pursuer, so he should be safe now. But still, that feeling inside him remained. A gnawing worry, a sense of being watched. Of not being alone. Just the knowledge, indescribable, but definitely there. And something was italicized wrong. Frank glared up down the corridor, but it was utterly deserted. Rummaging in his bag, he managed to find the Throbbington school map they had been given on. That's the end of the first page. If you want more, you're gonna have to buy the book, because I ain't reading all that crap.
So my brother worked at a gym for kids and he was their teacher and stuff. And one day a kid found a kitten outside and gave it to my brother. My brother took it home and just showed up with a kitten at the house. He said her name is Azula. You know, like the character from Avatar who goes crazy and tries to kill everyone. Yeah, so we called her Azula and my mom was like, no, we can't keep a cat. We just... So we start feeding her and playing with her, and soon Azula was part of the family. Except one day when I was playing with her, I saw something.
Hey, these two round things look like testicles.
So Azula was actually a dude. We have to change his name. And personally, I didn't like Azula, it just wasn't sticking. So we thought we would call him Mr. Darcy. You know, the character from Jane Austen's book where he ends up marrying that girl. I never watched the movies. But that name wasn't really sticking either. And while all this was happening, we had a French foreign exchange student living with us who, by the way, is the person I'm visiting in France right now, and she didn't know the word for kitten, so she just called him Baby Cat. And that's the name we decided to call him, Baby Cat. Today I'm going to be telling you some stupid riddles that I made up. These riddles could have a bunch of different answers, but only have one stupid answer that make you go, well, how was I supposed to know that? Here's an example of one, I'm sure you all heard this. Romeo and Juliet are at a party, and then a train drives by, and now they're found dead next to a puddle of water and glass. And you think, well, maybe someone from the train threw a water balloon with glass in it and it killed them. But no, the answer is they're fish, and the vibrations of the train made their aquarium fall down. That's stupid! So here are two more riddles that are stupid. Okay, Nate and Haley want to go to this year's school prom, but can't. Why? Because they're both fish! Isn't that a stupid riddle? Okay, here's another one. Tyler and Mackenzie went to the zoo, and a sea lion ate both of them, but no one tried to stop it or freaked out. Why? Because they're both gingers. When you go to the movie theater, there are two sections of seats, here and here. Everyone goes over to these seats because, I don't like having to look up for too long. I get nauseous. But let me say, sitting in these seats is so much better. Okay, yeah, the very first row of seats are a little too close. Maybe like 4 rows back and you got your sweet spot. Why? First, let's get the obvious out of the way. Unless it's a crowded theater, no one else is up there. You get both armrests. You can kick the seat in front of you. You can just... Why did you pay $7.50 to see a movie once? Why? So you can see it on the big screen. I need to appreciate how big this screen is. And also, I think sitting closer brings you right into the world of the movie. Yeah, I guess all the worlds will end up looking like this, but when those loud sound effects go off, you can feel it in your chest. One time I was seeing a movie with a group of friends, and they said, hey, let's sit in the back. What? This isn't some school bus, you're not being cool. When we got there, I literally felt a distance between me and the movie. Just, Thor's right there, I can almost reach. One time when I was in the 4th grade, we took a field trip to the Grand Canyon. Because that's what you do as a school when you live 3.5 hours away from the Grand Canyon. It was beautiful and breathtaking, yada yada yada, but while we were there, we stopped by a gift shop. My mom gave me some money before I went, and I wanted to spend it all. So I bought a snow globe, I don't know why, and as I was holding it, my teacher walked by and asked, oh, James, do you have a snow globe collection? And I said, yeah, but here's the thing, I didn't. I guess I just didn't want to explain why I was buying a snow globe. But then that sparked an idea. Wouldn't it be funny if I started collecting snow globes as a joke? So then I asked my friends and family for snow globes for my birthday and Christmas as a joke. And some of my friends would bring me snow globes from all over the world as a joke. And interestingly enough, I still have the one I got from the Grand Canyon. I mean, I dropped it and all the water's drained out, but it's still the very first one. It was $5. And Miss Askelson, if you're watching this, yes, I do have a snow globe collection, and you started it. So my twin sister, when she was 2 years old, was sitting on a swing with my older brother, who was only a slightly bigger child at the time, and he was trying to get the swing going and fell off on top of my sister. Her top teeth dug into her chin when she fell and had to get stitches, and now she's forever cursed with a faint line on her chin. Fast forward a couple years and she was on the trampoline with me, my brother, and some other friends, and we were just going at it. And Faith said, "Guys, you're bouncing me too high! I'm gonna..." She was in a wheelchair the next couple of months and became the most popular girl in school overnight, until she was all better. But all those injuries are kinda understandable. Mine, however, wasn't. So I had a hamster once, and one day I was cleaning its glass cage outside and I had it flipped upside down. And I thought, I wonder if I can stand on that. There was blood everywhere. The hamster had to live in an old cage, and it was all my fault. But hey, I didn't need stitches, and I have a scar on my foot forever. The last video. When I'm done making this, I can relax and enjoy my trip to France. But as you're watching this, I'm just coming home from my trip to France. That's weird to think about. So to celebrate, here are some unpopular opinions I have. I don't care if you downvote this video, you can't change me. Watermelons and bananas are gross. I liked Star Wars Episode 1. The pod racing scene was cool, and Jar Jar Binks was funny. I didn't like Avatar, the blue people kind, not the good one. I think wedding rings are a waste of money, and I would much rather wear one of these everywhere. We should teach cursive in schools, but the teacher shouldn't say, "You'll use this for the rest of your life." The word talk shouldn't have an L in it. It should be spelled like this. If a dog bites someone and it's not that bad, you shouldn't have to put the dog down. Power Rangers is stupid, and so is Ninja Turtles. Okay, I probably made a lot of enemies today, but most of all, I don't think short people should vote. I'm just kidding, JK. But seriously though.